Are you getting the most out of your Netflix subscription? Well, if you're not playing trivia games, the answer is no. Let's go into the Triviaverse. Hello and welcome to Screen OD, the channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name's Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who's been writing and talking about the media industry for more than 15 years. And today we don't have a TV show of, well, not a traditional TV show anyway, and it's not really a movie either. No, this is a game, and we all know that Netflix have been making games for a while. They even have some choose your own adventure style TV shows available, from the likes of trying to get Bear Grylls out of trouble to, of course, the brilliant Bandersnatch from Charlie Brooker and Black Mirror. Today, this is a game, pure and simple, just like one of those old quiz machines that you used to find in the pub when you were younger. Right, so what's this all about? Well, this is going to be a short video today because it's pretty simple really to play Triviaverse. You just click on it on your Netflix menu as if you're going to watch a TV show, and then it loads up. There's a little intro scene that explains to you that this is the Triviaverse and you've kind of got to defeat this monster type thing. There's music that sounds a little bit at first like Stranger Things, but then gets quite a dance vibe on once you start playing. And then you have to play rounds of questions which are against the clock. The quicker you answer the question, the more points you get, and the more points you get, the further up the charts you go. Now, that's a pretty simple concept, and there's a few little quirks here and there as the Triviaverse monster thing talks to you between rounds, but essentially this is pure and simple, pure quizzing. There's a fairly decent spread of questions from different areas of the, well, if you went around the Trivial Pursuit board, you wouldn't be surprised at the sorts of things that you're going to get asked, and the level, I would say, is, medium, and then the speed element makes it quite hard in certain places. But this is not something that you need to be a Brain of Britain for or a mastermind champion to play. However, it probably does help if you've got quite into the old quizzing in the past. I found it relatively taxing in the final stage, especially at speed, and I came sort of mid-level in the table at the end. Now, when you finish the game, it will put your score into a kind of high score board for yourself. You can see how far along the achievements you've made it. As I say, I made it about halfway on my first go. I feel like I could win it. I feel like I could do it, but you're going to have to put quite a lot of practice in because there's a lot of different questions, and the speed element means that you've got to answer them fast across multiple choices. It's also quite neat that at the end of each of the times you play the game, it will tell you how you performed, and it'll give you a few stats, some interesting little tidbits, like what's your best subject and what's your worst subject. It said to me on my first go that my best subject was art, which I find quite hard to believe. I don't think I know very much about art. I don't actually remember there being any questions about art in the round, but it was all happening very fast. There might have been something about the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo, all that, I don't know. Also, it said my worst subject was literature, which may or may not be correct. Again, don't remember there being that many questions around books. It all happens so quickly. It's quite exciting that at the end you get this kind of little mini review. It's like being back at school again, and who wouldn't want that? And if you're not just sitting on your own playing a Netflix trivia game, you can have a two-player game of Triviaverse with a member of your family or a friend if you happen to have one nearby. The two-player mode is pretty similar to the one-player mode. I played it myself on my own, being both player 1 and player 2, because there was no one else to play with at the time of review. But essentially, you play a round as player 1, and then the next round you will hand over to player 2, and they will play their first round, and you swap backwards and forwards. So you do have to pass the remote every minute or so if you're playing on a remote, or if you're at home on a trackpad or a mouse, you have to swap seats and let the other person sit down and play. It's good fun, this game, and I think it's one that will be quite popular on on Netflix. It's a good thing to do if you are fed up scrolling through Netflix and you can't find anything to watch, or you just want a break from your favourite binge, and maybe you've just watched too many great Screen OD videos as well, and you just want to do something else before you go on to your next TV recommendation from Britain's favourite YouTube recommendations service in the shape of Screen OD. Right, that's enough advertising. I'm off to go and see if I can win this, because last time I played, it said I was a bird brain. Now, if you just can't get enough trivia in your life, and you also want to continue to rinse every penny of value you can get out of your Netflix subscription, and who wouldn't once they've paid their $10.99 or whatever you pay, then I would suggest you go and try out Cat Burglar, where there's a full review up there, which is from Charlie Brooker, who you'll know is the creator and creative force behind Black Mirror. This one isn't a Black Mirror thing. This is an olden days cartoon where you have to answer trivia questions to get your protagonist through the story. It's very different to Triviaverse, because Triviaverse is what I would call pure quizzing. It's the kind of 15-to-1 of quizzing. It's just quiz, quiz, quiz. There's less questions, but there's more fun in Cat Burglar, because you can sit back and watch this beautiful animation happen around you. So there's another option there for quizzes of the world. I hope you have enjoyed this whistle-stop tour of Triviaverse, and I hope that you can score very, very highly when you play it. We'll see you again for more Screen OD videos very soon.